Hi, everyone. I wanted to share some cosmic wisdom for you for February 2022. The first thing that's happening in February from an astrological perspective is that Mars is catching up to Venus in the universe in Capricorn. And for the whole month of February, as well as most of March, Mars and Venus are going to be in this very cute, romantic, sexy little dance with each other, where they're kind of catching up and overpassing and overtaking and kind of flip-flopping back and forth between each other through the signs of Capricorn and Aquarius. And Venus shows us in our chart what we love, right? Who we love, what we have a natural affinity for, we feel affection towards, what we value. And Mars is very much about taking action and knowing your own will and having a sense of determination and fierce boldness to go for and make something happen and move forward around what you value, what you love, what you cherish, what you want. So the two of them together is actually a really nice kind of interplay of how do I make the things happen that I really value and want and cherish in my relationships, in my work, in my health, in my own spiritual practice, in my self-care, in my family, with my friend groups and community. So depending on where this Mars-Venus conjunction is taking place in your chart, the way you would find that is in your natal chart, locate where you have Capricorn and where you have Aquarius, what houses are those in? And you can find lots of things online in terms of the signification of the houses. But depending on where that's playing out in your chart, it might be calling you into action around what do I really value and what do I desire and what am I willing to make happen? What am I willing to do to make that happen and bring those two together and have fun with it? Because, Mars and Venus together are kind of flirty. It's like there's some joyfulness there. There can also be a little intensity there with Mars. There can be a lot of sensual, really like get in tune with what your body is also telling you and showing you this month about what you want and need in that area of your life, because Venus is very sensual and embodied. They're going to hit Pluto later in the month. So that Venus Mars conjunction is going to meet up with Pluto. Pluto, what do we want to say about Pluto? Pluto is the darker stuff, right? That we don't always want to actively run towards and choose to work with. Some of us are more comfortable with that than others, especially if you have some strong Pluto placements or Scorpio in your chart. But a lot of us would rather stay in the shiny, bright realm of day rather than go deep, deep into the darker parts of ourselves, of our world, of our relationships, of our past wounds. But, whenever there's a strong astrological anything with Pluto, it's really calling us to do transformational healing work around those darker areas. So with Mars and Venus conjuncting, I'm just going to check when that's happening. It's actually the exact conjunction will be on March 2nd. Venus and Mars with Pluto, what past wounds do I have in relationship that I seek to heal and transform so I can move forward? Those would be some keywords around that. Or around my career. Where have I felt disempowered or, at the mercy of other people's control within my career, since it's happening in Capricorn, or around some big projects or goals that I have that I want to accomplish? And what do I really value about myself and about my own effort? And how can I empower myself and take back some power? Ultimately, transformational work we do is about taking back our power. So I see that as an opportunity again to apply that to that area of your chart and ask, where do I seek to feel more empowered in my own life? And what do I have within my capability to do so that I can align better with what it is I want in this area of my life? The other thing I want to talk about is we are still in Jupiter and Pisces. That's happening. This beautiful Jupiterian Piscean transit is happening since the end of December through May of this year. And I want to share something on screen with you guys to help you understand this a little more. Okay, so you'll have this saved. If you replay, you can pause the video and really take a look at this. Jupiter works in cycles. So I think it's really important to understand the Jupiter and Pisces cycle in your own personal natal chart. And what and how have you grown around what areas when you've been experiencing a Jupiter Pisces transit. So the last times that Jupiter was in Pisces were 2010, 1998, 1986, 1974, 1962 and 3, 1950. So you can go back in your own life and calculate how old you were. Where was I at that time? What was I doing? What was important? And these are questions to guide and that guide you on doing some journaling, some reflection. What felt big and purposeful in your life at that time? Jupiter is about expansion. It's about feeling more aligned to something spiritual, bigger than you, like your soul connection to your ultimate purpose and understanding of life, your ideals, your beliefs, your vision and dreams. So what were you dreaming about in those years? And how were you practicing or growing your spiritual connection? Where were you experiencing abundance? Where was there maybe excess? What were you learning and growing around? What brought you joy at that time? You know, there's a joyful, optimistic quality to Jupiter, and Piscean is very dream-like and very faithful and surrendering. So what were you surrendering to, right? Where were you being called to expand and deepen your sense of faith in yourself, in others, in God, in the cosmos, and what is beyond your control, right? In life itself. And did you have any important visions for yourself personally or for the collective in which we live? Those will give you clues to how you've worked with Pisces in the past, with Jupiter and Pisces in the past. And from that place, you can then kind of think of it as an ascending spiral. Like each time you come around to the same place, you have grown, you're in a different place of how you know yourself, of the experiences you've had. So this time, what's the next level of that growth for you? And then I just want to also point out that some beautiful ways to align with Jupiter and Pisces energy is through doing any kind of visioning and visualization exercises, dream work, paying attention to your dreams, recording your dreams, writing poetry about your dreams, you know, allowing them to sink in, paying attention to the imagery, to the places, to what felt, you know, like it was giving you some guidance, right? Who is showing up in your dreams with what messages, and also in your life through synchronicities. What things are you noticing and becoming aware of that feel like deja vu or feel like, whoa, that's a strange coincidence? That's how this kind of like subconscious comes to consciousness when Jupiter's in Pisces. So pay attention to those things. If you want to do any kind of psychic development work, intuitive development work now, great time to do that. Great time for meditation, prayer practice, journaling, as well as really letting yourself be in the space that is more non-linear, non-analytical, non-verbal. So music, art, poetry, dance, tarot, anything that brings you out of your words and your scientific mind and really just lets you feel like you're more flowing in the cosmic ocean, and allowing yourself to surrender and float within that and see what comes to the surface for you. Actually, swimming and floating, immersing in water or being near bodies of water, another amazing way to work with Piscean Jupiter energy. So I hope that that was some interesting cosmic wisdom for you guys for this month. As always, reach out to me if I can be of support. If you want to have any personal reading for your own chart or own tarot to really look at that for yourself, I invite you to play and dance with the energies around us in your own life. And again, subscribe to this if you haven't already so that you won't miss out on future offerings. I wish you a very, very blessed and beautiful month.